Well, welcome back to Life on Cars. Hope you're all keeping well. And in today's episode, I needed to change a headlamp bulb on the Rolls-Royce. And as per usual, things escalated. Let's find out what happened. Come on, let's go. So you might remember way back in episode 3, the one I called Power Up, when I first put electric onto this car, we did have a headlamp out, which is one of the reasons I want to do this job. But the other reason is on this side here, this trim, I don't know if you can see there, this stainless steel trim, it doesn't quite fit properly, and I think there's some alignment problems going on this side which I want to sort out. So I think the best thing to do will be to take both headlamps out. I can do all the bulbs and clean everything up and go from there. So let's figure out how we actually take these headlamps out. So step one, there is actually a screw in the side of the stainless steel trim on the bottom, which we need to take out. So we'll do that first. Once that side screws out, this trim just actually clips off like that. It's a nice piece, that it's really solid metal, so we can polish these up as part of the process. But yeah, they just locate on a couple of lugs which just pop off. What's next? So next we're going to take the side light and indicator unit out, and there is a screw just underneath there which will pop out. Mine comes with 3 cobwebs because this is the cobweb Rolls-Royce, as you know. There you are, 3 cobwebs. And then this should just carefully pop out like that. What I want to do now is remove that little 8mm bolt there, so I can take this bracket off here and get the side lamp unit extracted from the car. When you do this, just work the nut forward and backwards to loosen off the rust from the thread, and then you'll find it'll come out. On my car, I can tell this has been out before because the looks like this isn't lined up properly, this light. And this bracket here is a bit loose on the screws. I think there might be some damage, so might have to try and figure out a better way to refit it afterwards. The lens is filthy as well, so I can give all that a good clean afterwards as well. Well, that seems to be coming out, which is good news. There we are. Nut and washer. And then we should be able to, very carefully, oh yeah, that bracket's come off on mine because I think there's some damage to the lugs look on the bottom of the unit. Okay, so we can bring that out and unplug it. Just going to take this tape off here. And then I'm just going to unplug these. They're all colour coded, so you can't go wrong. Red to red, green to green, black to black. So let's get that unplugged. There we are, that's the side light unit out of the way. Ready for cleaning up. Alright, what's next? So next I'm going to remove this bolt here and this bolt here. So again, we're going to crack them off. I'm going to work the bolts left and right so they free off in the thread. I'm going to use a socket and extension for this. That's okay, that's coming loose, good. Just going to wind them back in just to and then back out again just to loosen those threads off. When we put this back together, we'll put some anti-seize compound on these bolts. Alright, there we are, those are out. So what you'll find now is the unit's still tight because there's two nuts that we need to get out from underneath the bonnet. So I'm under the bonnet, and this did have me slightly confused for a few minutes because they actually look like headlamp adjusters, but it's that one there. It's like a long bolt, almost like a bar, which goes right through and into the back of the headlight. So it's that one there. And on this side of the car, which is the near side where the washer bottle is, there's the other one there. So we need to get an 8mm spanner on that one and that one and take them out, and then the headlamp should come out. Again, if yours are tight, just work them forward and backwards until they start to wind out. There's the first one out from behind the... So that's what it looks like. Just bring you into the light a little bit so you can see. That's what the bolts look like that go in behind and under the bonnet. So they're like a long bolt. They do look like a headlamp adjuster, don't they? It's just a bit awkward to get into, that one. Oh, there we are. So now those two bolts are out, this should carefully move out. It's Cobweb City and everything's quite dirty, so what I'm going to do now is gently unplug the connectors from the back of the headlight. There's one, and a second one. Just going to lay the headlamp carefully down because I want to just show you this. So this inner connector here, it's actually two connectors joined together with pins. So if we just separate it, you can see there's a set of 3 pins which stay in this side and connect into there. But again, when you join them back together, you'll be fine because they're all colour coded. Alright, we can lift the headlamp out now. Right, there's one side out. So I'll get the other side out and then I'll bring you in for a little look at the apertures. There we are then, both sides out. They're not too bad to get out, but I'm glad I'm doing this job because as you can see, it's quite minging inside and it gives you an opportunity to put a bit of contact cleaner and make sure you've got good connections on your bulbs. The other thing I'm going to investigate on mine, all the sponge trim from around the aperture has all disintegrated and looks a bit of a mess. So I'm thinking about seeing if IntroCar can do replacement sponge trim because this is no good. These are all falling to bits. So yeah, there should be like a sponge trim that goes all the way around there, which is completely destroyed on my car. So yeah, I'm going to clean up all the apertures. Let's have a look at the other side. This one's the same, it's full of cobwebs and dirt and debris. So again, look at the sponge trim, it's absolutely disintegrated and looks a mess. So yeah, I think we'll have all that replaced if we can, and just clean everything up in here. But obviously I need to clean all the headlamps up as well. pretty dirty and minging, isn't it? Yep, they've not been out for a long time. I've decided to clean these apertures out properly. Really, I could do with this finishing trim off this stainless steel finishing trim, which is held on by little clips all the way around. So if you decide to remove these on your car, just go steady, because these might be a little bit brittle. So I'm just going to use one screwdriver to hold it back, and then I'm just going to carefully release it out like that. There we are. They're coming off alright. That's 3 so far without breaking. There's a couple at the side. Top one's come out of its own accord. That's good. Let's see if we can get this side one off. Ah yes, it's worth doing this, guys, because these are coming off okay. And then we can make a proper job of cleaning this. There we are. They're just held on by little plastic clips, so yeah, if you just take it easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, 6 clips, and then we'll be able to give these a really nice clean up as well. Beautiful them, aren't they? Beautiful. The lengths Rolls-Royce gone to make this car look stunning. Don't be tempted to just pull these off. You need to give the clip a bit of a hand. There we are. Otherwise you'll end up breaking them. Success. Right, let's get the cleanup commenced. You know what this means, don't you? Favourite tool out. The Hoover. Right, I've just been onto IntroCar, and it appears that you can't get all the various gaskets still, so I'm going to go ahead and scrape off the old stuff and get the new ones ordered. I'm going to get rid of all this sponge gasket out now. I think the thing I'm going to use for this is an old credit card, just to gently scrape away the old gasket. Comes straight off. Look, it's absolutely had it. It'll be very satisfying to replace all this, won't it? Right, that's that off. There's bits of old glue and sticky backing left around the aperture. So I'm just going to soften that up with a bit of WD-40 and then it should come off. So here's the offside, much the same as the near side. So I've got the lamp lens off, giving that a nice clean. It's looking lovely. But yeah, same again with the lamp assembly. You can see the gasket is absolutely finished. So yeah, we'll get rid of that horrible old gasket. We'll clean the aperture out. And yeah, I've got a little bit of, you can just see there, a little bit of chrome come off the bottom of the lens. So we'll get something to touch that in with, maybe a paint or something. It's done it on the top as well. Don't know if you can just see that there. See where it's a bit mouldy looking and white. It's just lost a little bit of chrome, possibly with the heat off the bulb. So we might be able to do something with that as well. So yeah, turning into quite a satisfying job this. Let's get that old gasket out. There we are. All right, I'm gonna clean all this dirt out now from around the aperture, ready for the new gasket. Well, there we are then, everything's stripped down, cleaned and ready for reassembly. I just need to wait for those gaskets now from IntroCar to arrive and then we can start putting it all back together. What do you think? These are looking good, aren't they? The back of the headlights looking nice and clean now. And all these are cleaned up as well, all the lenses, everything cleaned. So yeah, very satisfying couple of hours that, stripping all them down and doing that. Happy days. Well, my chrome effect paint has turned up, so let's see how we get on putting a bit of this on the damaged reflectors. Just using an artist's brush for this. Hopefully it'll make an improvement. It's quite a thin paint, so it might just need a little bit of drying time and then a second coat. think this is going to work. It looks like it's drying okay on the other lamp. Well, check it out. Look how that's come out. It's come out pretty good, hasn't it? It's not too bad at all. Yeah. Happy with that. It's got rid of those white bits and it doesn't look too bad at all. Not bad paint, that. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that. So there you go then. If you have reflector problems, like I have, get yourself from greenstuffworld.com this chrome metal paint, and yeah, it's done the job for me on the reflectors. Happy days. Let's get them built up. Well, here's my new bits from IntroCar. So that's the headlamp lens gasket. Looks like you get a lot of waste on that. I wonder if we can do something with that. We'll have to see. But yeah, headlamp lens gaskets ×2. And here's my new sponge trim for around the headlamp pods on the car. So we've got one there and another one there. So that's called a seal finisher for the headlamp, and these are called single rectangular headlamp lens seals. Alright, let's get the lenses back on it. That's the seal. We don't actually need all that. Look at all that waste. I'm going to keep them because they might come in for something, mightn't they? Right, there's the seal. Let's get it fitted to the headlamp. So this should just fit into the slot around the headlamp. Amazing how much different these are compared to the ones we took off. They'd shrunk and just completely fallen to bits, hadn't they? The old ones. There we are. Fits like a glove. Decent part again from IntroCar. There we are, that's both lenses clipped back on with the lovely new seals in place. Right, let's get some bulbs in. So we've got a couple of Lucas H4s to go in. So we'll get them done first. Just remember never to touch the glass on these, otherwise you can shorten the life of the bulb, so always handle it from the back. So these are fairly straightforward to fit. So we'll get a couple of H3s fitted in the main beams now. I've just been emery taping up these connections because they were quite badly oxidized, so hopefully that'll be a better electrical connector now. Remember that waste leftover material? I've decided to make a couple of new gaskets for the side light units to replace these old crusty seals. That one's actually split look, so yeah, let's see how we get on. Looks somewhere neat, doesn't it? And there we are, a couple of new seals made out of the waste material. It's alright, isn't it? So with a couple of new bulbs installed in the side light and indicator units, and with the lenses reinstalled, we're good to go. I'm pleased I've made the effort to make those new seals, because you can see that they've sealed all the way around properly now, so this should keep the lights from getting any condensation inside. So yeah, it was a good use of that old material that was left over from the IntroCar headlamp seals. Fantastic. Well, I've just finished giving all these decorative pieces a good polish with some metal polish, and they've come up absolutely lovely, haven't they? Yeah, both inside and out. Look at that. And these really heavy metal pieces that go along the bottom of the headlamps have come up lovely as well. So I'm really pleased with that. Absolutely bling, 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 bling. So, alright, all ready to go back together. Well, there's my new sponge seals all fitted into place. Don't they look 1,000 times better? Wow, what a difference. Just replacing those sponge seals has made. So I think now we're ready. There's the second one in, look. Lovely. So I think we're ready now for putting these chrome bezels back on. So these should just clip back into place now that they're all cleaned up. So we're just going to gently reintroduce these back into the clips. Right, chaps and chapesses, it looks like we've got them in okay. And again, well, worth the effort, I think, because we've got a nice uniform sponge seal now all the way around, look, rather than it being in bits like last time and bits hanging out. So yeah, it's made a difference, that already, hasn't it? It's looking quite smart. You can see now how the chrome trim is designed to sit up to that sponge and put a nice gap all the way around. Here's the other side, look. Yeah. Right, I think we're ready for the headlights back in. There we are, there's the headlights back in. Got a nice line at the top, look, where they fit properly. So a bit fiddly on those top bolts, the way they attach in, but we got there in the end. So I need to do a small repair now on the side light units, because if you remember, they weren't fitted properly. There was some damage. So let's see what we can do with the side light and indicator units. Alright, so what I've ended up doing, I've just made a little bracket, as you can see there, that goes from the bottom lens fixing screw onto the bottom bracket, just to hold it into position. And I think that should do it. It's just really to locate the unit in the bottom, because it locates top-wise on those two pegs, and then it just needs to locate. And there's quite a hefty bracket there, so you can see my new piece there that joins that on, and then that bolts into the car through that hole there. And then that screw there is the one that locates the lower chrome trim. So hopefully there is some adjustment. So let's see if we can get it aligned up. I'm going to need to do this on both sides, because both light units have got the lugs broken off on the bottom, as you can see there. But that'll do it, I think. That'll hold it. So there we are. We've got the alignment right now. The side light and indicator light is sitting properly. You can see my new bracket there that attaches the lamp to this bottom bracket. And I've got some adjustment here, because the other thing that needs to be quite critical is this screw here for the lower chrome trim, because that screw there, the positioning of that is what determines the angle of this chrome strip now. So we'll pop that in and see if we've got better alignment. Oh guys, I'm really happy with that now. I've got proper alignment finally. I've got this sitting where it should be, because it was at the wrong angle, this, and this was popping out. There was a uneven gap here before, but yeah, it's lining up absolutely spot on now. Chuffed a bit. You can see here how this sits properly now, with in the right position. So yeah, very, very happy. I've just popped a new chrome screw in there, because the one that was in it was just a steel one and it had gone rusty. So that looks much better now. So yeah, happy days. Well, it's all done. Will you help me check the lights, and then we'll take a closer look to finish the video. Come on. We should have two side lights on now, and then if I put the ignition on, we should have dim dip on both headlamps. Then that's main beam, and then we should have high beam, dipped, high beam, dipped, left hand indicator, right hand indicator. Are they all working? Well, there you go then. I hope you really enjoyed that episode as much as I did making it. So yeah, what started off with looking at a blown headlamp bulb turned into a full headlamp restoration. And if you look at the start of the video, you can see how dirty those lamps were, the headlamps on the inside of the glass. That wasn't on the outside, that was on the inside. So in the last few shots there, they're super shiny, aren't they? So it was definitely worth the effort. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give me a like as well. That would be fantastic. And plenty of comments as well. I do like to read the comments and have a look around the playlists. But in the meantime, stay safe, drive carefully, and I'll see you very soon with the next installment on Life on Cars. Bye bye now. Bye bye.